Hi, my name's Mike Duffy and I'm with the Gorge Fly Shop. What I'd like to do today is demonstrate an advanced casting technique for fishing close to vegetation, overhanging tree limbs. The problem we run into with long Spey rods is that we're fighting these tree limbs when we come around to make our D-loops for the forward cast. What I'd like to do is show you how to make a very tight D-loop, not very far off the water, and something that can build enough power to shoot line out into the river even while casting under these limbs here. Okay, so here I am tucked underneath these tree limbs here. Real world scenario, I really want to fish this water out in front of me. However, it's real hard for me to come around into my D-loop here and forward because I'm going to hit these trees. Now your typical D-loop is built when you sweep around up into the forward stroke. Most case scenarios, your rod is going to come to a vertical position on the way out. Now, when I'm able to bring my rod up to that vertical position, it picks up a lot of line off the water. My D-loop comes down, my line touches the river, and from that point to my fly, that's pretty much the length of my anchor point at the bottom of my D-loop. Now, if I want to make a small D-loop, I have to speed things up a little bit. In fact, I have to add a little more power to the stroke, a little more line speed. Because if I'm making a very small D-loop under these trees, my line is going to sag down, hit the water, and now my anchor is far too long. You can see the length of line I have in the river here now. So when I try to come forward, it's stuck. However, if I work into that D-loop with a faster sweep, no pausing at all, keep that line going, keep that forward momentum going, then I can roll that line out from underneath these tree branches. Let's give it a shot. Okay, you can see that the top of my D-loop, when I come back into my forward stroke, is only about 4 feet, 4.5 feet off the water. So again, if I wait too long before I come forward, and if I don't build enough power into that D-loop or line speed, that line is going to sag to the river and it's going to stick. So unlike your regular D-loop, your regular casting stroke, where you come around real high, you have a lot of time to hang out because the length of this rod ensures that your anchor point is not too long. It's lifting up a lot of line. You can have a nice relaxed stroke out. However, again, I've only got about 5.5 feet off the water to work with here. I need to speed up the rate at which I come into that D-loop and keep it going, one solid motion, so that the top of that D-loop is only about 5 feet off the water, and that line's going to shoot out. Let's try it some more. Furthermore, on my snap T-cast, when I come up for my initial line lift, I need to add a little more spice to that initial lift, a little more cut, and keep my rod tip closer to the river so that it's not coming up and hitting these tree branches. So right there I'm shooting about 5 feet of running line. Let's see if I can peel out a little bit more. Now, a lot of times in these tight scenarios, I'll strip just a little bit of the head inside the rod tip. That way, I'm dealing with a little less line. I don't have to worry about as much line stuck on the water. So I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to pull in, about 3 feet of fly line inside the tip. And we'll try and shoot a little bit more out from underneath these tree branches. There's my cut. Boom. I also forgot to mention that I do have a 10-foot tip of T14 on here. So if you're able to generate enough power, keep that line moving, there's more than enough energy there to turn over some big tips and some big winter flies we like to use here in Oregon. So just to give you a different angle on it here, I'm going to roll cast just a few times downstream just to show you the basic motion when we're trying to form just a little mini D-loop. So instead of coming up here, up overhead and forward, can't do it, I got trees here. I need to stay nice and close down to the river. I'm going to draw power back into my rod here, and then I'm just going to quickly turn it over. Now when I come forward, it's important that on the forward stroke you stop nice and abruptly so that line's going to unfurl. So I just want to show you how we can build some energy here at a low level to the water. Hopefully you can kind of see how that's rolling over. Now this little delivery right here, I'm going to come down, over, back, over. That little delivery, if you put that onto the tail end of the cast after my sweep, then that's kind of what we're dealing with on the whole cast. So here's the setup. Sweep around, forward. Here's my snap tee at a low elevation here. Sweep around, forward. So right there I'm fishing at plenty of length. I'm able just to kind of creep up underneath these tree branches. Boom. Call that the mini loop. Little snap tee. Out. I could even try doing some single spays up underneath this tree. I'm going to work into the delivery the same way, but without the snap tee, just a little single spay. I'm going to have to come up, drop under, keep my speed up, and then I'm going to shoot it out. Just single spay format here. Boom. I love single spays because they're really efficient. The only difference with this one is we're building such a minute D-loop that we have to keep that momentum going. Add some line speed. Boom. Again, I'm dealing with tree branches, not more than 5 feet off the water here. Okay, here's another single. Pop. Try a couple more here. There's my snap tee. Let's try a single. Pop. Let's see how low I can go to the water and still get that line to turn over. As long as I don't have too much line stuck in the river, as long as my anchor point's not too long, and I add enough power to that forward stroke, it's going to pick up. Up. Again, 10 feet of T14. A light marabou. It's not really a weighted pattern, but still, 10 feet, casting up underneath these trees. It's a pretty versatile technique, so hopefully it will work for you as well.